Hi, this is Ishnu for Life. Today I'd like to take a look at Seiunchin Kata. Seiunchin Kata is one of two Goju-ryu katas that Soke Tatsuo Shimabuku included in his Isshin karate system. It added another dimension and gave balance to his Isshin karate. Today I'm going to present the kata in 6 segments, and all you need to know to execute an effective Seiunchin Kata. Not all there is to know, but all you need to know at a basic level that will make Seiunchin techniques effective. So let's get going. So one of the obvious characteristics and important characteristics of Seiunchin Kata is the stance. Now, Isshin karate in general adopts a more natural posture. Our feet being shoulder width, knees slightly bent, back straight. We're looking for mobility in our karate. Seiunchin Kata offers something a little bit different, and that I get a more stable but narrow stance. Turn my feet so that they're pointed outward on a 45-degree angle. Bend my knees to lower my tanden. Back straight, maintain my good posture. I only bend the knees far enough that my knees are over my toes. Okay? This is too deep. No mobility. This is too wide. No mobility. Knees over the toes. So I want to facilitate my movement. I want to be able to direct my flow of power. When I'm moving in Seiunchin, if I'm moving Seiunchin to Seiunchin, I can pivot this front foot. It's like opening a gate. Slide my rear foot, staying on my north-south and busen, keeping my center. Same when I'm retreating. Pivot on the ball, turn that heel, stay on center. So I get in position. Again, this promotes efficiency, helps direct my flow of power. Let's try another kata. After I concentrate on my stances, trying to maintain my level, knees, tanden, shoulders, head. Next, I can concentrate on coordinating my breathing with my technique. So these first couple movements are coming up to pull apart an attempt at an elbow, lapel grab. Bring the hands in, the elbows in. Okay? Pull apart and down, pulling my shoulders down, incorporating these big muscles. Exhaling, 45% of my air. Close your fist, look in the direction of travel. Exhaling, leg block and retraction. This is the leg block, this is the retraction. Now here I can get torque and tension into these techniques also. Here, turn your thumbs outward and feel your bicep. Relax, tight, relax, tight. When I do these leg blocks, affect your Ishinru muscle block. Turn the hand outward. Get torque, pulling down. I complete that, I'm going to execute a hook block. Grab, pull, and thrust. So I've exhaled, and I'm pretty firm here, and I release to get this hook block. The block occurs here, I finish here. Grab and pull, thrust. Now this pull, it's short. I'm only pulling my elbow till it reaches my rib cage. I don't want to pull back to here. I don't want to engage in a wrestling match, a muscle match with my opponent. Use this torso turn to add power to that push and pull. And in an application, this is done quick. When I'm breathing slow and I'm moving slow, it's to work the coordination of the technique. Okay? Developing the muscle sequence, bringing all the muscles into play at the proper time. I'm coordinating that with my breathing. That's why I'm doing them slow. It gives me time to think about what's going on here. Do another kata. Now a third thing to look at, after I finish this grab and pull, step slide back, back knuckle strike, retract, reinforce wrist, stepping ahead, punch, upward elbow strike. So when Tatsuo Shimabuku was explaining this technique to my instructor, he had his hand out, his palm up here. He said, foot, same. Meaning, I'm doing a back knuckle strike against a kicking attack. Foot same. So I get the step slide back to get some distance, strike, retract into a reinforced wrist position. Here's the wrist reinforcement. I'm going to step ahead, punch to the solar plexus. And I can use this hand to help pull this punch out. Retract, upward elbow strike. Retract. I'm going off on a 45-degree angle, reinforced side block, step in, leg block, step back, leg block. And I'll do the same thing to the other side. So the reinforcement of this wrist on a side block, I'm taking the heel of my palm and placing it against the wrist here, not up on the hand, down a little lower so that I reinforce that joint here. This is a strong block against a strong attack, a strong opponent. I need the reinforcement. Keep level as I step in, leg block, same thing off to the other side. Another kata. A fourth thing to look at. I finish this leg block. I'm going to step back on my north-south embusen, guard, and cover. Guard, and cover. Left hand, the forward hand's coming down, blocking my lower area, upper hand comes across, my lower area, upper hand coming across, blocking my upper area. This palm is flat, hands, fingers pointed inward. I got a nice angle here for my guard position, fingertips touching the ear. So again, another slow, breathing, dynamic movement. When I get to here, I release, stepping forward in Seiunchin, forearm block, followed by uppercut. Once I finish that uppercut, I'm going to pivot 270 degrees, face off in that direction where I imagine my opponent to be. So I'm pivoting away from my opponent, okay? 270 degrees, side block, leg block position. Seiunchin facing my opponent here. So when I do this movement, I'm going to step in, pinning the opponent's foot to the ground. Uppercut, bridge and nose strike, leg block, leg block. I do that with the front foot, the lead foot, when I'm facing this direction. Now I'm going to pivot away from my opponent, away, side block, leg block. Now I'm stepping in the rear foot, pin the opponent, uppercut, bridge and nose strike, leg block, leg block. Let's watch for this sequence. I'm going to do another kata. Let's watch for this sequence. When I'm pivoting, okay, I'm not making big circles. I'm pivoting tightly around my tanden. I can just shoot this foot over and quickly turn my center. So I don't want to think that I'm making a big circular movement. Stay tight, stay contained, stay level, flow of power. Let me take a moment to explain the difference between a back fist strike and a bridge and nose strike. So generally, we do a back fist, our wrist will remain straight. I'm hitting with the back of the knuckle, back side of the knuckle. Okay. When I do a bridge and nose strike, I have my hand bent at the wrist. And I'm striking with the front of the knuckles. So I'm pulling down, pulling my shoulders down, pulling my elbows down, getting a nice bend in that wrist. Although my flow of power is directed straight, I can send that out. Now, there are a lot of interpretations to the applications of the techniques in Seiunchin Kata. And you can take a movement out of the kata, explore it, look at what might be some different applications that you can comprehend, you can understand, and that you can apply. But don't bring that back into the kata. Okay? Keep the kata in its original form. Because if you change an application and bring it back in, the kata will tend to morph into something away from its original intent. We don't always know what the intent of these moves are in a kata. We can surmise. I like to keep it basic. Block, block, kick is a kick, punch is a punch. And with that in mind, and paying attention to some of these other elements that I've mentioned here, stance, posture, torque, movement, relax and focus, you're developing your fighting system. Okay? Try not to make it too complicated. So you can take a movement out and work it, don't bring it back in. Keep the kata original. Just because you can't do a move doesn't mean someone else can't do it. Keep it original. So, When I finish this leg block, I'm going back on my north-south embuscade, elbow strike, elbow strike. Okay, this is just like number 15 on chart 1 for you Ishinru practitioners. Bear hug break. Hands come up to keep somebody from grabbing around, and I send my elbow to the rear. Keep this hand up near the pectorals to make a sharp angle with your elbow. Okay, not down here. And strike straight back. Don't go around the corner. Straight back. So I do it left side, right side, step ahead in Seiunchin, combination move, striking down and blocking up at the same time. This could be strike, this could be block, this could be block, this could be cover. Elbows are together. It doesn't matter what it is, I'm executing it. Now I'm going to step forward in Seiunchin, press my opponent's guard, and deliver a bridge of nose strike. So from that second elbow strike, I distract, then I can circle these hands, press the guard, and come around, strike bridge of nose. This is surprising, stunning, fast movement. Great movement. From there, step back into your T. I'm going to break a two-hand lapel grab. Okay. My weight's lowered, arms come wide, reaching up, elbows come together, palms are together, drop, pull my elbows apart, and forcing the grab, two-hand grab apart. I'm gonna make like a little pyramid here. Okay. So hands come up, elbows together. I can drop that front foot to help lower my weight. So I'm going to do, I got time to do one more kata, and I'm going to try to do this a little faster, put a little more flow into the kata. You can hear my breathing. I'm audibilizing my breathing purposely so that you can hear my breathing pattern. Okay. Remember, the Ishinru, we like the mobility. We like a more natural stance. Okay. So don't get too deep or too wide in your Seiunchin, but make it a good Seiunchin stance. So I think that was about 6 fundamental steps to understanding Seiunchin Kata. As with any kata, we can get into more depth. We can look at more details, become more nuanced. That's part of our journey. But start out with good, basic, core techniques and understanding of your positioning, your mechanical sequencing, your breathing, your ability to direct your flow of power, balance, stability. Use the right weapon to the right target. And remember the formula. Form plus speed equal power. Ishinru for life.